the rain's blessings, yeah, especially in our culture, and giving back to the land. We haven't had rain like this in a while, and so those are good things. And you just got to handle them. Football's one of those sports that the only thing it stops for is lightning, and so you got to handle anything that's thrown your way. And I was proud of our guys and just handling their business. I'm really proud of the guys. I'm proud of the coaches. We've been together now. Some of those guys, those coaches and players have been in it 4 years. Some 3, some 2. And especially the guys that have been here 4 years. Like, as they work and they continue to build, it's all them. They're the ones that are going out there and putting their bodies on the line and doing it for each other, doing it for the school, and more importantly, doing it for the state. And so, just really proud of them, how they're just resilient.
Coach, talk about the offense tonight and how you guys are able to get out of the gates quickly and keep that lead throughout the night. Talk about, kind of similar to Steven's question, right? Rebounding from kind of a sluggish start of last week.
Yeah, I think the guys understood the game plan and what we wanted to do, and we just offensive, defensively, and special teams. I think all 3 phases played well and early out the gate, and so it gives an opportunity to get the lead early and really just build momentum as the game went on. That's the thing that makes it great, is that any week, any given opponent, you have to bring your A game. It's really one of those deals where we get to meet twice a year with the head coaches, one at media day and one in spring, where you're looking at the coaches and you're just kind of figuring out the teams that they have, and it's a competitive conference. It's a really competitive conference, and that's a great San Diego State team. When we watch them on field, they are dominant, and we had our work cut out for us, and in this day and tonight we got the better of them, but that doesn't take any away from what Sean Lewis and that coaching staff and what those players are building over there and what they're doing. It's so competitive that you have to be able to turn the page quickly and rebounding and get back to working, and that's exactly what we all did. It wasn't just defense, it was offense. We felt like we just have to continue to get better, and that's what you're seeing these young men do and this coaching staff.
Hey, Coach Chang, congratulations. San Diego State sacked Micah to start your first 2 drives, and he threw that early pick, and then neither of those things happened again for the rest of the night. Is it something he did, your offense did, Coach Arsenault might have seen, or how did you guys adjust from that point?
Yeah, I think Micah just settled in, and we made him a captain for the first time, and for us to win this game, he's got to play big. He's got to play big, and he understood that. Made an error. With those sacks, we'll go look at it and see what happened. But the kid is he's nails, man. He's nails, and for what he's doing as a freshman, pretty special.
Coach, could you talk a little bit about what makes your defensive line so special? Obviously, they got a lot done tonight. They lead the conference in sacks. Just what makes that group so effective?
Yeah, it starts with DT and the coaches. With Coach Pooh and Coach Reinbold, and then they got good players. We're coaching. They're coaching really good players. The players are bought into each of those rooms and how they're coached and the systems and what they're put in, and those guys go out there and make the plays ultimately. And so, they're doing a great job, and it's got to continue for us to be stopped.
Coach, you talk about your coaching staff being together and building something. Your special teams coordinator Thomas Sheffield's been with you for a while. He talks about playing par special teams, but it seems like today you guys kind of took more chances, especially with that kickoff return from Cam Barfield to start the second half.
Yeah, that'll be a birdie, or an eagle, in some cases. But special teams is it has to stay solid. The field position battle. and getting the ball back to the offense and making sure all the eligibles are covered and our fundamental and technique shows up. I mean, you can really see a team on how they're performing based on how they're executing on special teams. And so Coach Sheffield does a great job, and so does all the different groups that they put together. Yeah, Kansai is his mindset is pretty elite. I think if you get on a streak like this, you have to be elite in your mindset and your approach, and he's very consistent with it. And so I think that's the difference in where he's at, and what he's doing right now. Pretty special. Again, I always say he can't do it alone, right? He's got to have the ops, snapper, a holder. And those two guys put in a lot of work for him, and then the guys up front, really trying to hold it down because they're trying to get there. It's not like he's just doing it all himself. They're trying to get home, but what Kansai's doing is pretty special.
If he's All-American, they're all All-American.
100%. It's the biggest team game. It's the greatest team game, and that's why Kansai is having success. But his mindset's unbelievable, and what he's doing is pretty special.
Coach, talk about taking this win and this momentum into the rest of your season, given the goals that this team still has set right towards the end of the year.
Yeah, it's one at a time. It's gonna, our next opponent is in 2 weeks, and a little less than 2 weeks on a Friday night, in Vegas, and they're good. They're really good, and so for us, it's one at a time. These guys got to enjoy themselves, man. They put in so much hard work. I'm very proud of them, but we got to flip the page, and not let any of these, the complacency settle in with our team and our mindset and how we go about our work. So we got to get back to work, but they'll take Sunday and Monday off, and we'll focus on academics and all the rest of the things that we need to get done.
Congratulations on the game tonight, and just what's been a really hot stretch for you. What's been clicking as of late between you and Micah that's allowed you to kind of take your game to another level?
I just credit his dedication to the game, and just like what he brings to the team is so important. Just like for me and everybody else, like he just elevates the entire room. He elevates the entire team, and it just allows us to play at a high level. And I just think my trust in him and his trust in me is just, it shows on the field. We're trying to stay consistent, and we just practice really hard. We really work hard on all the things we put on the field tonight. They thought they'd come in here and play man, so that first half we just took advantage of it. That all my touchdowns were on go balls, and it was just two-way release. We just take advantage of that man coverage, that cover four one-on-one. Mike is gonna throw a dot every time, as y'all can see. So
you would think in a game like this, with the conditions the way they are, it wouldn't bode well for a passing team. But you and the receivers, you and the passing offense, got it going. You did not let the elements stop you. Talk about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty cold right now. I'm sorry, but no, yeah, I mean, back in the spring, and we love when we get rain practices for moments like these, and you just can't let the rain affect you. It's just, I thought it was pretty magical. It was the first rain game in Mānoa, but I had like a drop or two, but got to come down with the balls that mattered, and I did. So it was a great time, and it was just so fun to be out there with the guys.
Congrats, Jackson. And, they have some injuries on their side of the field, right? But when you saw that, your eyes lit up, and then just kind of talk about, just going against this San Diego State offense or defense that was very highly rated coming in.
Yeah, we acknowledged that at the beginning of the week that they were a high-rated defense, but we just have belief in all of our guys that nobody can cover us. We're just really well trained. Shout out Coach Asua, man. He just taught me so much. I'm just so grateful for him, just teaching me how to be a more complete receiver and just just seeing it like show on the field, like just like it's like second nature, like stuff we drill it every single day, and it's just that's great. And
after seeing your playing time last year at Stanford decrease and then missing a little bit of camp, did you envision the type of year that you were having this year heading into the first game?
I can't say I'm not surprised because we just prepare really well, and I just trust my training. So, as long as I'm doing that, I feel like I can accomplish whatever I want. So obviously it's a tough situation in my old school, but I just bet on myself, come get another opportunity to play, paid off.
I would say our biggest thing was just everybody doing their job. So if you guys watched the game, I know you guys watched the game, but the people at home, you seen that everybody just did their 111. They didn't try to overcomplicate anything. They didn't try to do too much. Everybody just did their job, and that's what happens when we do our job.
What was the conversation kind of like this week after last week's performance and understanding that the standard for you guys is a lot higher? What was the conversation like in practice leading up to tonight? And did you guys want to make a statement after what happened last weekend?
Yeah, for sure. Coming into this game, we knew what we needed to fix from last week, and a lot of it started from just the little things, just being disciplined in the little things, and that'll allow us to win the game. So just winning the game from Monday through Friday, and coming out Saturday, and it'll just show. But I feel like this was a statement game for us as a defense. Just all that talk about San Diego State got the #1 defense or whatever people are saying. I hope they watch this game.
Peter, first real rain game of this year, and I know you guys practice in these conditions all the time. Talk about how you use the home field conditions to your advantage tonight.
Our thing is rain or shine, we're gonna play. And I feel like it was just that Mānoa magic, that Mānoa mist that just came through, and I mean we'll play in any weather, but that Mānoa mist was different.
Congrats. You've been around for a while, so I think you're in a good position to kind of look at like how this conference this year is like incredibly like you got to be ready for every team that's on your schedule, right? Can you address that a little bit?
Yeah, I've been here, since Timmy's first year, and it's funny, we were just talking about it. We came a long way. This was not built overnight. This is something that we've built over the years, and our thing is we just got to stay disciplined and be ready for every game, not just games that we need or we want to win. It's every game we need to win. So it's just us coming out prepared and knowing that it's college football. Anything can happen on any given night.
Peter, over the years you guys had some close losses to San Diego State, so was this one a little more satisfying because of that, or how would you look at it?
I would say, yeah, for sure. In the last, I think I've played them twice or 3 times, and we haven't succeeded, and just coming out here tonight, it was just a different feeling. This week we just focused on ourselves. We didn't look at their record or what the media was saying about them, but our biggest thing was just focusing on ourselves and doing our 111, and that's the outcome that we get.
Winning season, man. How's that feel?
Man, it feels good. I was just telling the guys, like EP them, some of the newer guys too that just came in this year. This is a feeling that some of them just came in and got to experience, but it's been built over years. So from Timmy's first year to his second to last year, you guys seen it. It was just a building. It was just a building. We were just rebuilding everything, and I strongly believe that Coach Timmy and staff is not done. Even after this year, they're not done. So just be ready for that.
What can you say about the defensive front? Because it seems like not only did secondary get a bounce back game, but the defensive front as well, because they were kind of neutralized last week. So just kind of talk about that unit and contributing and bouncing back. Yeah. So I like to call our front seven the best in the Mountain West. On any given night, they'll come out and ball out. Sometimes things happen and plays are made, but these guys are relentless. They do their job. They listen to their coach and Coach DT, and they just do their job.
they sacrifice a lot. You see it, they eat double teams, they free up me, Jemai, Jalen, and you know, so it's just them being unselfish and just doing their job and sacrificing whatever it is for the team.